drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning?
It's Friday, June 11th, and I didn't do any filming this past week for the simple reason that I was plagued with all kinds of inclement weather. And we had everything from, well, we had a bright sunny day like today, but today's in the 60s, and we had a couple of days like this, except it was close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And it was just, without sunshade and high humidity, it was just terrible. Couldn't be out here working, especially when you're not acclimated to those type of temperatures and humidity. And then we had torrential downpours, and several roads around here actually just blew right out and just washed out. So, you know, it was one extreme or another. And but I did make a couple of trips out to the stores, and I bought a little bit more gear for turning my boat over. And the boat has to be lifted, and it has to be rotated, turned right side up, and then set back down. And well, show you some of the gear. I put my gear in this tote out here so I can leave it outside. I don't have to ferry it back and forth. And well, you can't see everything. A lot of stuff is buried underneath this line, but there's all kinds of gear. And I've got all kinds of shackles and blocks and line and, you know, you name it. I've got all kinds of fittings and straps, and so I think with everything I have, I should be able to get this boat rigged. And you've seen this before, and the boat is, I've got the framework around the boat to help lift it, and the gantries are up. So now I just have to start outfitting it with the rigging. And with a cool day today, we got a breeze blowing, at least I'm going to be able to make some progress. Maybe with next week's video, you'll see the boat lifted and rotated. We'll just play it by ear. This is one of the problems when you're trying to work outside and you don't have a climate control shop. Mother Nature really puts a damper on things, and you waste so much time. And in this part of Maine, you know, there's maybe 7, almost 8 months out of the year where the temperatures are just too cold for epoxies. It's too cold to be working out here. You get a lot of ice and snow. And the other few months, well, some days it's extreme heat. Other days you have just all kinds of rain, a lot of moisture. And of course, let's not forget the black flies and the mosquitoes and the ticks and everything else around here. So it's just not a very easy thing to do, and it stretches things out a lot longer. This boat, if it was in a climate control shop like my wooden boat shop on Cape Cod years ago, this would have been built, not rigged, but it would have been built and out the door within a couple of months. Instead, I'm almost at 2 years since I started it, and over a year of that is just cold weather, winter, where I didn't do anything. The boat under wraps. And of course, now hurricane season is starting, and while we don't get the big hurricanes like you get down in the Caribbean, they do work their way up the coast on occasion, and we do get some very high winds. We do get some destructive forces, and so then when those come, we have to lash everything down, and that takes time too. Again, more rain, more moisture. So we just do the best we can. Eventually, it will get done. Just have to have patience and just keep hitting it a little bit at a time. So I hope you'll keep following the progress here. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell, share the video, comment down below in the video description. All of that helps with that whole YouTube thing and getting the word out, and it helps me to produce more videos. So on my Shoestring Shipyard channel, I don't do any ad revenue on that, but it still helps to build the channel, make it a little bit stronger. On my Downeast Thunder Creations channel, vitally important, because that is monetized. The ad revenue does help me a little bit to afford materials and so forth, so I can keep the projects going and keep making videos. So thank you very much for watching.